Drill sergeants. Have you ever had a recruit that shocked you into deep respect? Private Chen was the smallest guy in my platoon, barely 5'4", and maybe 130 pounds soaking wet. During our first PT test, he struggled with everything. Couldn't do the minimum push-ups, failed the run by 3 minutes, and looked like he might pass out during sit-ups. The other recruits started calling him Little Chen, and I figured he'd wash out within 2 weeks. But something about the way he kept trying, even when he was clearly failing, made me pay closer attention to him. What I didn't know was Chen's backstory. His parents had died in a car accident when he was 16, leaving him to raise his 2 younger sisters while finishing high school. He'd worked 3 jobs to keep them fed and housed, sleeping maybe 4 hours a night for 2 years. When his sisters finally got stable with their aunt, Chen enlisted to send them money for college. The kid who looked weak had already survived more hardship than most of my experienced soldiers ever would. The breakthrough came during our toughest field exercise, a 12-mile night march with full gear in freezing rain. Halfway through, Private Johnson collapsed from exhaustion and couldn't continue. While other soldiers complained about the weather and difficulty, Chen quietly shouldered Johnson's pack along with his own and helped him walk the remaining 6 miles. He never asked for help, never complained, just did what needed to be done. When we reached the finish line, Chen was barely standing, but Johnson made it because of him. After that night, something changed in my platoon. The other recruits saw what real strength looked like, and it wasn't about muscles or loudness, it was about character. Chen never got physically bigger, but he became the unofficial leader everyone looked to during tough moments. When soldiers were struggling, they'd ask Chen for advice. When someone needed encouragement, Chen was there with quiet words that somehow meant more than any pep talk I could give. On graduation day, Chen scored just barely above minimum on most physical tests, but he'd earned something more valuable than perfect scores, the genuine respect of every soldier in the platoon. As I pinned his insignia, he said something I'll never forget. "Sergeant, I learned that being strong isn't about what you can lift. It's about what you're willing to carry for others. That scrawny kid taught me more about leadership than any manual ever could." He went on to become one of the most decorated sergeants in the regiment, and years later his sisters both graduated college debt-free. Sometimes the smallest soldiers have the biggest hearts, and the quietest voices carry the most wisdom.